নন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বন সারে জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারে জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय निदा गौरंग जय निदा गौरंग निदा गौरंग जय निदा गौरंग Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Stotarah Shri His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavvranda Ki Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranjaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashthaprayesha Badhishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Thamajoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first third canto, chapter number 16, text number 1 and 2. Chapter The Two Doorkeepers of the Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya, cursed by the sages. Text number 1, I read myself. Brahmovacha iti tad grantantesham muninam yoga dharminam pratinandhya jagadedam vaikunta nilayo vibhu. Translation. Lord Brahma said, after thus congratulating the sages for their nice words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose abode is in the kingdom of God, spoke as follows. Text number 2. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Eto Tau Parshado Mahyam Eto Tau Parshado Mahyam Eto Tau Parshado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Jayo Vijaya Evacha Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kadhati Kritya Mam Yadvo Kadharti Kritya Mamedho Kadharti Kritya Mamevo Bhavo Bhahu Akratam Adikramam Baho Akrantan Adikramam Bhavo Akrantam Adikramam. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Eto to Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kudarthi Kritya Mame Edo Bhau akartam adikramam. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etato Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kadharti Kratya Mamedo Bahut Akritam Atikramam Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etato Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kedarti Karya Mamedho Baho Akrantam Adikramam Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etato Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Yadarti Kratya Mam Yadvo Baho Akrantam Adikramam Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etato Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kadarti Kritya Mahedo Aho Akrantam Adikramam Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etato Pashado Mahyam Jayo Vijaya Evacha Kadarti Kritya Mahedo Baho Adikramam. What meaning? Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Eto, these two, Tau, they, Parshado, attendants, Mahyam, of mine, Jaya, Jaya, Jayaha, named Jaya, Vijayaha, named Vijaya, Eva, certainly, Cha, and Kadarti Kritya, by ignoring Mam, me, Ya, which, Vaha, against you, Bahu, great, Akratam, have committed, Adikramam, offense. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. The personality of God had said, these attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya, by name, have committed a great offense against you because of ignoring me. Translation with repetition. The personality of God had said, these attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya, by name, have committed a great offense against you because of ignoring me. Purport. To commit an offense at the feet of a devotee of the Lord is a great wrong. Even when a living entity is promoted to Vaikuntha, there is still the chance that he may commit offense. But the difference is that when one is in a Vaikuntha planet, even if by chance one commits an offense, he is protected by the Lord. This is the remarkable fact in the dealings of the Lord and the servitors. as seen in the present incident concerning Jaya and Vijaya. The word adikramam used herein indicates that in offending a devotee, one neglects the Supreme Lord Himself. By mistake, the doorman held the sages from entering Vaikuntha Loka. But because they were engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, their annihilation was not expected by advanced devotees. The Lord's presence on the spot was very pleasing to the hearts of the devotees. The Lord understood that the trouble was due to his lotus feet not being seen by the sages. And therefore he wanted to please them by personally going there. The Lord is so merciful that even if there is some impediment for the devotees, he himself manages matters in such a way that the devotees is not bereft of having audience at his lotus feet. There is a very good example in the life of Haridasa Thakura. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was residing at Jagannath Puri, Haridasa Thakura happened to be Mohammedan by birth, was with him. In Hindu temples, especially in those days, no one but a Hindu was allowed to enter. Although Haridasa Thakura was a greatest of all Hindus in his behavior, he considered himself a Mohammedan and did not enter the temple. Lord Chaitanya could understand his humility, and since he did not go to see the temple, Lord Chaitanya himself, who is not different from Jagannatha, used to come and sit with Haridas Thakura daily. Here in Srimad Bhagavatam, we also find this same behavior of the Lord. His devotees were prevented from seeing his lotus feet, but the Lord himself came to see them on the same lotus feet for which they aspired. It is also significant that he was accompanied by the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune is not to be seen by ordinary persons, but the Lord was so kind that although the devotees did not aspire for such an honor, he appeared before them with the goddess of fortune. This is Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanadimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Dasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnuvadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitina Shri Radha Krishnandra Shri Namini Kamini Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhavshati Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the previous chapter, description of the kingdom of God, where Lord Brahmadeva describing the greatness of Vaikuntha planet, the glorified, and connected to that, Lord Brahma describing that the four sages are attracted or to see the lotus feet of the Lord, and traveling, try to enter the Vaikuntha gate in the seventh. The two gatekeepers are stopped them to enter. So they're a little bit angry and they curse the two doorkeepers. So then these doorkeepers came into senses. Okay, we are wrongly cursed these sages. They are not actually. The gatekeepers came to know that we have stopped a very qualified sages. So they committed a mistake. Then they begged for the pardon from sages. And this was a situation. The Lord of the Vaikuntha came to that place with this eternal concert, Lakshmi Mata. So this was the situation in the previous, and afterwards, as the sages and doorkeepers saw the beautiful form of the Lord, the sages are very much pacified and they start glorifying the Supreme Lord. So this was going on, and Brahma is further describing. So iti tad grantantesham muninam yoga dharminam pratinandya jagadetham Vaikuntha nilayo vibhuhu. So Lord Brahma said, after thus congratulating the sages for their nice words, the sages are glorifying the Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose abode is the Vaikuntha, he congratulated them and he starts speaking. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, these attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya by name, have committed a great offense against me because by ignoring me. So Lord is telling, so committing offense to a devotee, it is that ignoring the Lord. That's the reason Lord is telling, okay, they come by they offending the devotees because they ignoring me. So Prabhupada says in the purport, to commit an offense at the feet of a devotee of the Lord is a great wrong. Even when a living entity is promoted the Vaikuntha, there is still the chance that he may commit offense. So even in Vaikuntha planet also there is chances of committing offense. And still there is a difference in the committing offense in Vaikuntha planet and which is not the Vaikuntha planet, I mean material world. The difference is that when one is in a Vaikuntha planet, even if by chance one commits an offense, so here Prabhupada says, even by chance, okay, intentionally, there is no any chance of anyone is committing a Vaikuntha planet because well qualified. So that is okay. There may by chance, okay, by not knowingly, one commits an offense, is protected by the Lord. This is a remarkable fact in the dealings of the Lord and his servitors. As seen in the present incident concerning Jaya and Vijaya, the word atikramam used herein indicates that in offending a devotee, one neglects the Supreme Lord himself. Offending the devotee is neglecting the Supreme Lord himself. So here, the doorman not intentionally committed offense. Because out of ignorance, they stopped the sages entering the Vaikuntha planet. By mistake, the doorman held the sages from entering the Vaikuntha, but because they were engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, their annihilation was not expected by advanced devotees. Because the sages are cursed them, all right. But what is the opinion of the devotees? Because they not intentionally stopped them, that's the reason annihilation of the doorkeepers from the Vaikuntha planet, as that is cursed, is not actually correct. This is the opinion of the devotees. The Lord understood that the trouble was due to his lotus feet not being seen. The reason only one, because sages are angry, because they are eager to have the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. So that what stopped by Jaya Vijaya. That's the reason, because they are not enemies against the doorkeepers again. So very, very interesting things the Prabhupada speaks in this particular purport. So never ever some mistakes happen in the Vaikuntha planet, because only perfected devotees are entered into the Vaikuntha planet. That's the reason there is no any mistakes happening. But still there is a chance of some offenses without any intention, okay, by ignorance or something. So he is telling here. So even such commit offenses, Lord will protect them. So because dealings with the Lord and his service are very intimate. So Lord understood the trouble because they are not able to see the lotus feet of the Lord, because they are eager to see the Lord's lotus feet and no any personal gain otherwise. They not have any personal gain. Okay, they not thinking, okay, this Lord Giver stopped us, so they disrespect us. That was not the reason. They are eager to have the lotus feet of the Lord. That is, they objected. The Lord is merciful that even if there is some impediment for the devotees, he himself manages the matters in such a way that devotees not bereft of having audience of his lotus feet. Now even the devotee, even though the doorkeepers, because sages want to have the darshan of the Lord's lotus feet, and the doorkeeper stopping them, and the Lord is so merciful, and he himself come and with same lotus feet, with the same lotus feet. So they are eager to have the darshan of the Lord, and with the same lotus feet he come to that place to show them the mercy. So manages, so Lord himself take care of the matter and facilitate the devotee to have the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. So Prabhupada give the example here from Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is a very good example in the life of Haridas Thakura. So Haridas Thakura, born in a Mahabandhan family, Muslim family, and he is influenced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he became the great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri, and Haridas Thakura also went to Jagannath Puri and resided in Puri. And in ancient there is a system in India, the only Hindus are allowed to enter the temple, and others are not, and other than the Hindus, so-called other religion people are not allowed to enter the temple. So Haridas Thakura, Haridas Thakura is the best of the Hindu. So because in India temple, only Hindus are allowed in the temple. And even though he born in a Mahabhadan family, but he best of the Hindu. because he is a great devotee of the Lord, the greatest of the Hindus in his behavior. So, out of his humility, Haridas Thakur has any time not tried to enter the Jagannath temple for the darshan of the Jagannath. So now, so the same incident, the Prabhupada connecting how a devotee is eager to have the darshan of the Lord, and particularly these four Kumaras. Lord personally came and showed them their lotus feet and given the darshan of the lotus feet. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Lord Krishna himself, he personally go and give the darshan to Haridas Thakur. This is a very important. So Haridas Thakur was not, because out of his humility, he is himself thinking, okay, I am not qualified, I am born in a Muslim family, so I am not qualified to have the darshan of the Jagannath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Kashi Mishra to give a small hut to Haridas Thakur to live and do his bhajana. So Haridas Thakur is performing bhajana every day, chanting the holy name of the Lord, whole day sitting. So 3 lakhs of holy name every day you to chant. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after having the darshan of the Lord Jagannath, he personally go to Haridas Thakur. So Prabhupada is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Jagannath himself. So you go to Haridas Thakur and give the darshan and gives the prasadam to Haridas Thakur. So even though the great devotee Haridas Thakur, he is not getting the opportunity of having the darshan of the Lord Jagannath, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu daily used to go to him and give the darshan. So then in later age, Haridas Thakur is know that okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to wind up his fast time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur also old, and sometime he not able to complete his rounds because of his old age. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requesting, okay, you already liberated. Why you are taking so much trouble? Because of his old age, he not able to complete his prescribed now rounds. So you give up this. So Haridas Thakur is not give up. He didn't give up. And sometimes not taking prasada even because he not able to complete his chanting. So once Haridas Thakur is requesting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he understood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to leave this world and wind up his fast time. And Haridas Thakur is thinking, okay, if Lord leave and go, I am not able to control the emotions. So Haridas Thakur decided, before you winding up your pastime, I leave this world and go. So he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like, okay, so in your present, I want to leave this world because I cannot bear your absence. The next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go, then Haridas Thakur say, so I want to give up this body. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is waited there. And all the other devotees are assembled and having the kirtan, everything. And Haridas Thakur left his body in the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared, okay, this Haridas Thakur's body is not material, it is totally spiritual. You're holding the body of Haridas Thakur and danced in ecstasy. And he personally took the body of Haridas Thakur and dipped in the river, ocean, and buried the bank of and near the ocean. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally begged door to door to distribute prasadam on behalf of Haridas Thakur's disappearance day. So this is the evidence how Lord personally engaged in his pure devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared that, okay, whoever this, because Haridas Thakur's body is dipped in ocean, and this is a tirtha. So devotees come and take bath in the ocean, and they purify, and they get the Krishna prema by taking bath, and take bath in the ocean. So here, that what the incident here, how Lord is personally intervene in devotees' disturbances to perform his devotional services. So here in Srimad Bhagavatam, we also the same behavior of the Lord. His devotees are prevented from seeing the lotus feet. Lord himself came and see them on the same lotus feet for their who are aspiring for the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. So similar kind of example also in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yesterday also Madhu Pandita Prabhu was discussing Dhruva Maharaj life history. So Dhruva is insulted by stepmother Suruchi. So Dhruva one side is angry because of the insulted. Another place is distressed because he is bereft of the kingdom. Because stepmother is telling, okay, you cannot become the owner of this land because you are not born in as my son. So Dhruva Maharaj go to Suniti in crying. And the Suniti herself is helpless. So she was breathing very heavily and she did not know the factual remedy for the painful situation. Not finding any remedy, she said to her son, "My dear son, don't wish for anything inauspicious for others. Anyone who inflict pain upon others suffer himself from the pain." So Suniti is pacified. So further say, my dear boy, whatever has been spoken by Suruchi is so because the king, your father, does not consider me his wife or even his maid servant. He feels ashamed to accept me. Therefore, in fact, that you have taken birth from my womb of an unfortunate woman, and by being fed from her breast, you have grown up. So, Suniti say, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so great that simply by worshipping his lotus feet, your great grandfather, Lord Brahma, acquired the necessary qualification to create the universe. So Suniti is telling, just simply worshipping Lord, the Lord Brahma got the intelligence to create this universe. Although he is unborn and is the chief of all the living creatures, he is situated in that exalted post because of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom even the great yogis worship by controlling the mind and regulating the life air, prana. So Suniti informed, your grandfather Swayambhuva Manu executed great sacrifice with distributing of charity, and therefore thereby with unflinching faith and devotion she worshipped and satisfied the Supreme Personality of God. By acting in that way, he achieved the greatest success in material happiness and afterwards achieved the liberation, which is impossible to obtain the worshipable by worshipping the demigods. Even worship the demigod, you're not able to get. So, by simply performing the Bhakti Yoga, the Swayambhuva Manu got the liberation. So further Suniti say, my dear boy, you also take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotee. Okay, this is a very important word where Prabhupada is very stressed on this. Okay? Tam eva vasarya bhritya vasalam. So, Prabhupada says, of the Supreme Personality of God, who is very kind to his devotees. Person seeking liberation from the cycle of birth and death always take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in devotion service. So, Prabhupada connect to this, okay, to this particular word. The motto of every honest person seeking perfection in Krishna consciousness. In this connection, Queen Suniti advised her son that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Bhritya Vatsala, which indicates that he is very kind to his devotees. She said, you came to me crying, having been insulted by your stepmother, but I am unable to do any good for you. But Krishna is so kind to his devotee that if you go to him, then combined kindness of millions of mothers like me will be surpassed by his affectionate and tender dealings. So Suniti is telling here, so a mother is very affectionate to the children always. So mother is so affectionate to children. Now similarly, the Suniti is telling, he approached the Lord, who is a Bhritya Vatsala, is kind to his devotees. My affection, I am not able to make any great thing to you. But Lord also have the affection for his devotees. I am affectionate, I am one mother, I have one. But Lord is affectionate, okay, he is kind. His affection is millions of mothers' affection. So one mother's affection is millions of mothers of affection the Lord is having. So this is the beauty of the Bhagavatam, to understand how to understand Lord, the greatness. So mother is always affection to the children, right? No, anything is a mother is want to sacrifice his son. But comparing here, Suniti, the Lord is like a millions of mothers. See, the mother is so affectionate, millions times greater affection a Supreme Personality of Lord have for his devotees. And at the same time, the Lord is unlimited. So that is the reason the Suniti is telling, the Krishna is so kind to his devotee that if you go to him, then combined kindness is millions mothers like me will be surpassed by his affectionate and tender dealings. The Lord's dealings are very tender dealings. When everyone else fails to mitigate one's misery, Krishna is able to help the devotees. Even no one able to mitigate the suffering of a person, but Krishna is capable to do. The Queen Kunti also stressed that the process of approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not easy, but sought after a great sages who is very advanced in spiritualization. Queen Suniti also indicated by instruction that Dhruva Maharaj also only a small child, 5 years old, and it was possible for him to purify himself uh, by the advice of a pure devotee. So here, very important how a Lord is so compassionate for his devotees. And similarly, we also see the example of Parikshit Maharaj. He is also committed the offense to a Brahmana, or Samyak Rishi. So he got cursed. And he offended, he garlanded a snake, dead snake, to the Samyak Rishi. He was returning his valleys. He was thinking, okay, I committed. So that time, because of his thinking, okay, he disrespect, not intentionally offended. And later on, he came to instances of thinking, okay, I did a offense, great offense to the Samyak Rishi. Now, how these two doorkeepers are contemplating, okay, we are deserved to get the punishment because we have offended the 4 sages. Similarly, Parikshit Maharaj was thinking while going back to the palace, okay, I did an offense to the Brahmana, so I deserve to have a punishment. So, in that Prabhupada says, the punishment of a devotee is in reverse, comes as a beneficial for the devotees. So now, Parikshit not did any protest against the curse. He simply accepted the curse and left the palace, went away without any destination. Went to the bank of the Ganges. All the sages are assembled, and the Lord himself is managed to send a great sage, Sukadeva Maharshi, to help him. So this is what we see, what the Brahma is telling to Devatas. So Lord is so compassionate and will always take care of, interrupt whenever there is a disturbance in devotional practices. So even though it is also a curse for the Parikshit Maharaj, in other way, he got the blessings from the great devotee of the Lord, Sukadeva Maharshi, is speaking the Bhagavatam. At the end, Sukadeva Maharshi is able to get the liberation. So, instead of generally it happen, okay, someone is offended, okay, that offense will come as a curse, and you'll suffer for that. But that what Prabhupada was telling in the purport. The dealing in the Vaikuntha planet, the offend is not the offend like in a material world, because Lord personally interrupt. And in the Sukadeva Maharshi's, in Parikshit Maharaj's case, also Lord is sent Sukadeva Maharshi and enlighten Parikshit Maharaj and make him eligible to take the shelter of the Lord, and went back to the Vaikuntha. So this is a very great lessons to hear from this sloka to understand how. So here the personality of Godhead, okay, he is so merciful. So he telling attendants of mine, Jaya Vijaya, by the name, they committed a great offense against ignoring me. So now, all the time, Lord is so merciful, for these devotees. So anyone is practice devotion service with the intense desire of the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. And Lord will protect such a devotee all the time, even though we may have so many shortcomings in our devotional practices. One is very serious. in devotional practices, Lord will give him the complete protection for complete journey in spiritual life. So I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.